Welcome back to No Jumping News. It's your host, AD, here with Gina Views and Poetic Flakko. Let's get right into these stories. First story. Boosie took to Twitter to respond to a now viral video of Gabriel Union responding to heinous comments he made about her trans stepdaughter, Zaya, whoever wrote this. In the video clip, Gab was speaking to Jemele Hill in the video and sarcastically apologized to Boosie because her family has been doing good lately. She implied that Boosie was in the closet saying,
he's so preoccupied.
Yeah, he is, very
It's
much so.
almost like thou doth protest too much, little Booze.
I'm gonna look.
You got a lot of dick on your mind.
When Jemele Hill replied, it's like Zaya and Lil Nas X live in his head, Gab agreed. Sir, is there something you want to just go ahead and tell us? This is a safe space. We can be your sanctuary, she said. Despite this interview being more than a year old, the clip resurfacing was all Boosie needed to go in on Gabrielle Union, bashing her for her questioning a ghetto hero's manhood. The whole world know I love women, nigga. The whole world know your husband love dick, he wrote on Twitter. I hope you don't think blacks look at y'all like a power couple. They don't. I refuse to talk about y'all in interviews, and here you go. Go bang him with that dildo and wait on the script, you little white girl. Woman, you better leave me alone, Boosie continued. How dare you challenge a ghetto hero's manhood? You wrong. I don't have the time for this. I'm trying to have peace in my life and stay alive. Zaya publicly came out February 2020 with her dad sharing the news during Ella DeGeneres' show appearance. In August, D-Wade petitioned to legally change Zaya's name and gender, which his ex-wife, also Zaya's mother, attempted to block. Hey man, listen, they need to leave Boosie alone, man.
Yeah.
Because you know I'm waiting for the Vlad interview. It's coming. Well, I know you're not. But
no, bro, listen. I have no issues with Vlad, man.
Oh, now all of a sudden?
Yeah, man.
Oh, good. Y'all squashed it?
I just have no issues with him now, man.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm getting ready for this Vlad interview with Boosie because I know it's going to be funny as fuck. Gabrielle, she went a little too hard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because with her image and everything like that, they usually quiet. You know, they like real PG. She went full rated R.
I think they both wrong in this situation though, because Boosie got to allow people to just be gay and be who they are and just live their damn life. But at the same time, Gabrielle, you can't sit on a public platform and play with a man's sexuality like that.
Yeah, that nigga like dick.
Yeah, they both need to just leave each other alone.
Man, leave that nigga Boosie alone, man.
No,
as a unit, we look crazy.
Yeah, nah, but like it's kind of like past that too because, like she's getting at Boosie for I guess making fun of her kid or trying to correct her kid for choosing who they want to be attracted to, but then she's now trying to shame and clown Boosie for being, or trying to make it seem as if Boosie is like homosexual, right? So, yo, who's that? Yo, bro, who is that, bro?
Gus, he can't even hear us.
All right, please keep that in.
Bro, all I heard was, all right, but past that though, right? She's trying to weaponize homosexuality like while trying to shame Boosie for doing the same thing. But I see a lot of like people on Black Twitter saying, yo, Boosie, mind your business. No, Boosie should never mind his business, right? And only in America do we have that mindset. Like overseas, every other country overseas have adopted the mentality of, yo, it takes a village to get this thing right, right? You know, why would I leave you to incorrectly parent your kid when your parenting directly affects my kid, right? So, no, Boosie should not mind his business. If Boosie feels as if that behavior is going to be detrimental to the upbringing of his kids and his grandkids, he should speak up. Whether or not it is detrimental, that's left to be seen.
You just hit the nail on the head, Flakko. I'll give you.
Yeah, man, let's get it, man.
Well, that was nice.
So how many families does he attack in order to raise his own kids? Because they're not the only family that's doing this.
Yeah, here, bro. So like,
at some point, I got to speak to your parenting.
In terms of how many, right? But if people say, yo, listen, like Boosie parenting is off. Like we've seen people speak up when Boosie.
Yeah, people feel that. People feel that way. They be like, he shouldn't do this with his kid.
That's why everybody needs to mind their own business.
I agree.
Nah, man. Like, we as a West, right? And here's why we are morally bankrupt, right? Because we have adopted this principle of, yo, sit back. If it ain't got nothing to do with your family, mind your business.
That's true. And people usually don't care until it directly affects them. I'm kind of on the side with Gina when it comes to everybody should just mind their business because, you know, we live at a time now, it's 2022, it's 2023. It ain't no secret. Motherfuckers is gay. You feel me? Motherfuckers is trans. Motherfuckers don't know what the fuck they are. You know what I mean? They're identifying as all type of shit. You know what I mean? So if that's what people want to do now, let the motherfuckers do that shit. You know what I mean? And I just hate that it's more black people condemning more black people both ways because we all look dumb in the end.
That's why I said as a unit, we look crazy. Just as a culture in general, they both fighting fire with fire. Y'all both look foolish.
Hey, man, again, like, I'm not gonna like argue like the homophobia thing, right? Because if he thinks being gay is wrong, I don't know, right? But
what do you think?
But if he believes that's a behavior that's detrimental to a society that he's trying to raise his kid in, again, like we all live in proximity to each other, meaning like that behavior or any other detrimental behavior is going to affect you. So like we got to define what's my business, meaning like, do we define like my business as anything that's going to affect me?
Do gay men make you want to fuck a gay man?
I think we're having two different.
You waited too long.
No, right? So, now listen. I think we're having like two different arguments here, right? In terms of is being gay wrong, and should Boosie be able to speak up if he feels like
no, it's the same argument because you're
saying. Do
you
you feel being gay is wrong?
Me, no.
You're saying that somebody else's behavior can influence someone else's, so it's the same argument.
I don't give a fuck what nobody do.
I don't care.
You know what I'm saying? Do you care? Honestly?
About the gay thing, no. But
no, I'm talking about do you care?
Oh yeah. Here.
Why though?
Look, there's certain behaviors, right, that if I see somebody parenting their kid to exhibit, and I believe that behavior is gonna, be very detrimental to a society that I live in, then yes. Like for example, we were all saying, yo, Jeffrey Dahmer parents, goddamn, bro, how let that motherfucker like start killing fucking cats and shit.
Picking up roadkill and shit.
Now listen, we should have minded our business. If they want a kid to play with dead cats, no, right? So again, it gotta be on the same trajectory here. It's either we minding our business entirety or we can speak up if we feel like parents are, allowing their kids to, experiment in behaviors that's not gonna be great for our society, All
right, next story. Nigga gave yourself a death? That nigga said.
Yeah, man, come on, man.
Flakko, you spitting today. Next story. YNW Melly is begging for help from Meek Mills, Kim Kardashian, academics, and U.S. President Joe Biden. Also, no jumper, nigga, don't forget that. Obtained phone privileges to communicate with his family. Melly shared a pair of photos to his Instagram on Saturday, along with a lengthy caption detailing the mistreatment and discrimination he has allegedly experienced since his 2019 arrest. Melly claimed the alleged abuse has been going on for years. He then names the correctional facility employees who allegedly assaulted him. In the picture taken over a year ago, I'm smiling, but as soon as you speak to me from my cell at this very moment, I'm weeping in the present. I have been mute for years about the discrimination, the mistreatment, and misuse of authority, mentally and emotionally abuse. I have been suffering in fear of BSO staff captain Archibald Captain Hubert. XO John Baptist and XO Jenkins are just a few of those high-ranked stuff that has enforced his treatment. Melly explains how his phone privileges were taken away for a minor infraction and how it's been several months since he has spoken with his family or anyone on the outside world. I haven't spoken to my family, friends, managers, and accountants for months at a time, making it impossible to pay my bills and take care of my household's livelihood, or even talk to anyone for relaxation, for pleasure, or stress relief, and worse, to handle lawyer fees. Melly emphasized that the importance of getting help to restore his only means of communication while incarcerated by mentioning the upcoming Christmas holiday and his mother's birthday. BSO is always aware of this. I'm being hidden from the world. Not hearing my family's voices has mentally and emotionally tortured me into a deep depression, YNW Melly wrote. This is entrapment. I was never given a fair warning that talking on another inmate's pen was wrong. The holidays are approaching. Not to mention my mother's birthday is on Christmas Day. Not only is it torture to me, it's torturing them. YNW Melly concluded his message by tagging multiple media outlets and celebrities in a final plea for help maintaining his innocence. According to Billboard, a Florida appeals court ruled at a hearing on November 9th that the prosecutors can seek the death penalty for Melly despite a state trial judge removing the possibility of the death penalty from the case, and a July ruling sliding with Melly's legal team. Florida District Court Appeals overturned Judge Andrew Siegel's summer ruling where he said prosecutors couldn't use capital punishment against Melly because prosecutors have failed to give Melly and his attorneys proper notice that they plan to do so.
Yeah.
YNW Melly, man, they first of all, these motherfucking Captain, Lieutenant, GB Earl, whatever the fuck these niggas' names is, they sound like they straight out of a movie and they're not fucking playing with him in here.
Man.
I know, listen, I know what you're gonna
man.
say.
No.
He's a Negromite. He doesn't deserve no sympathy and stuff like that. But I honestly feel like it is the truth. He's innocent until proven guilty.
Yes.
And he should have the rights just like everybody else. He shouldn't be punished any more deeply just because of his celebrity status or anything. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he should be able to make phone calls and be able to talk to his people. Going years without having contact with the outside world, that's fucked up for anybody.
Yeah.
I don't care what you done did.
Right.
Now, I grew
Jeffrey
up.
Dahmer got his motherfucking phone call.
Now, I grew up, right, to where if I'm already in a heap of trouble, I'm finna behave and walk that fence, right?
You don't get in trouble,
Right?
Flakko.
That's also cap.
Right? So, look, when I see like him though, and just his story, I'm not really buying, right? Because and he stated, oh, I didn't know I couldn't use an inmate pin to make a phone call. This nigga been in jail doing 3 or 4 bids already before he turned 18 years old, right? And he did a bid when he was 14, 15, 16. So you telling me you've spent that much time in jail and you don't know the rules?
But he didn't have that type of celebrity, and this case wasn't as high profile as his juvenile offenses. This is a whole totally different spectrum now.
Exactly right. And he stated in his story, yo, I'm being unfairly punished because I didn't know this was a rule that we couldn't use another inmate's pen to make a phone call. I talked to a lot of criminals, right, before I made my video.
You do?
No, before my video, right? And they said, man, yeah, bro, that's a rule that we all know. Plus, also too, right? And he stated, yo.
What you think he gonna just outright say it?
But if you start off your story lying to me, then everything else you say after that,
Flakko,
I kind of want to,
What do you do if they're taking your phone privileges away from you all the way? You're going to try to find a way to talk to the outside world.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, he has a lot of people riding on him. He has a family. He has bills that he has to pay. At least let the man handle his business affairs and shit like that. He can't even do that shit. So I'm not even mad at him if he used somebody's pen, you know what I'm saying? But the consequences of this is to take his phone privileges away indefinitely.
Now
they fucking him.
Now, right? So he stated that indefinitely means forever. No, it just means until further notice, right?
True.
And he also stated, but
do you think that's fair?
Fair in terms of, and he stated to me right?
If most people get their phone privileges taken for 30 days, and with him it's until further review, that's basically like whenever the fuck we want to give you phone privileges back, then we can. Do you feel that that's fair treatment, or should he be treated just like all the other inmates?
Now, he said
yes
most.
Or no?
Wait, right? And he said most, right? So again, I doubt that there's a rule of handbook, right, where it says, if you use another inmate's pen, you get 30 days without no phone. I doubt that's the case, right?
But I
think it's based on discretion.
He's saying most people.
Yes.
And don't you think his celebrity has a lot to play with this as well too?
I think being in jail for double murder and then also being a prime suspect in a police officer being killed as well, which one of their boys, I feel like that may have played a factor, yes. But do I think that he's being egregiously unfairly treated? No. And then also too, bro, tagging us in academics does nothing. You feel me?
Yes, it is. We talking about it right now.
Right. He also reached out to some other celebrities for help and our current president. So if Biden want to get that re-election,
shit.
I don't think Biden is
fucking
with Melly.
Nah, hell no.
But I love Melly music.
Because if Biden don't do it, Trump gonna go do it.
Free Melly, man.
Yeah, man. If he's innocent, free him. If he's guilty,
I'll fuck with Melly, man.
Free Melly.
Keep him.
He one of them. He one of the young niggas that I was like, damn, he got a bright future ahead of him. I know his music is fire.
His
see this shit. His music crazy.
Hard. But
say Free Melly to the camera.
If he's innocent, free him. If he's guilty, keep him. I mean, right? That's fair, right? Right?
Free Melly.
Shit.
YouTube, comment, subscribe. We'll be back on More No Jumper News.